Hello everybody, welcome to Art of Skincare. Today we're having a conversation about what to do when your skin is dehydrated, tired looking, and you need a quick pick-me-up. I have an instant face treatment that I do. My husband calls it airbrushing my face, and I discovered this when we moved into our new house a few years ago. It was in the summertime, and I got very dehydrated, did not drink enough water. By Sunday night, my skin was wrinkly all over. Woke up in the morning, Monday morning, and it was just really shrivelly. I wish I could have duplicated that for you today. Unfortunately, I'm not dehydrated enough to see that. But you know those mornings when you wake up and you look in the mirror and you can just see that your skin looks tired. It has crepey, dry lines, all of that going on, and I have an instant fix for that I'm going to show you guys today, and it's pretty fun. So there are a few different products that you need, and you're going to need the MBK Wave to do this treatment, or some sort of ultrasound device that you can use with your serums, because that ultrasound really helps to drive those serums, infuse those serums and the hydration and the moisture deep into the skin. So let's have some fun playing with this. First off, sometimes just the mere fact of cleansing your skin with a proper cleanser will rehydrate and plump your skin. I was talking with Madeline about this morning. She is a busy working mom, and she said some days she gets up and looks in the mirror and her skin just looks so dry and kind of lifeless. And all she has to do is wash her face with the Botnia Renewing Face Wash, and it's like an instant face plump. So I'm going to start off with our first step in replumping the skin. I mean, think of it as like raisins. When a raisin gets all dried up, right? It gets shrivelly, lots of little lines. It's kind of dull, especially if it's been in the box for a long time. It gets really dry and dull looking. That's how we're going to think of our skin right now. And we're going to think about transforming that so that those raisins, once you've soaked them in water for a while, they plump up and they look nice and juicy. And then they're ready for you to bake in your bread or something like that. I love raisin bread. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is a cleanse. And with this cleanse, our focus is on rehydrating the skin. Many people don't like to wash their face. They like to just use water. But just water will not rehydrate your skin. You've got to use a good cleanser that will help break that barrier, that tension, the water tension on the skin, so that the water can penetrate in there and rehydrate. So you're not doing your skin any good if you're dry skinned and you're only using water on it. You really got to use a cleanser. Some of our favorites for plumping, rehydrating the skin: Botnia's Renewing Face Wash. I also have another favorite one. It's just a different price point depending on what you want to spend, is the Hop Volumizing Facial Foam. There's a foam cleanser that Hop makes as well that does that instant plumping look, and I love that. Today I'm going to use the Renewing from Botnia, and I get a nice, I love these mousses. A mousse is your favorite cleanser. It's going to be your best friend at the sink, because when you cleanse with a mousse, they're very easy to remove, and you don't have to splash water all over the place. So they're just an excellent cleanser for washing at the sink. So when you're doing this cleanse, you can use your wave to also to cleanse on the cleanse setting, and that's also going to help push water in the skin and actually help to rehydrate the skin as well as cleanse the skin. But I'm going to do today is I'm going to use that setting for my enzymes. So remember when I talked about raisins in the box? And when a raisin's been in the box too long, it starts to get really dry around the outside. You can see the little like dry grape cells around the outside, and that's what happens with our skin. When our skin gets dry and it gets a buildup of dead skin cells, we have all this kind of dry skin cells on the surface. Those cells are hard and they don't allow water to permeate. They just kind of soak up your moisturizer. So 15 minutes later, half an hour later, your skin's looking dry again. So our first thing we want to do with our skin is remove those dry little cells on the surface. Best way to remove dry skin cells is with an enzyme. Enzymes digest away that top layer of dead, dry, dull skin cells. So I'm using Botany again for that. I'm using the essential enzymes. Essential enzymes can be used as a second cleanse. It can be used as an enzyme mask. You can actually put this on your face and leave it on your skin for up to 15 minutes. So, going to grab some enzymes, apply them to my skin. Enzymes keep working as long as they are moist. If you let them dry on the skin, they automatically turn off. So I'm going to be using the wave to massage this enzyme into the skin. And if my skin starts to get dry, I'm just going to put a little bit of a mist on to keep that wet. So I'm going to turn on my wave. And I'm going to put on the sonic. And then I'm going to do the cleansing mode. I'm going to go down and do the massage mode because massage feels so good. And then photon, I'm going to go ahead and use, let's switch it to green. Green is for hyperpigmentation. I love that setting. And now I'm going to turn it on. Confirm. Okay, but because I've been talking while I do this, my skin, the enzymes are starting to dry. I want my enzymes to still be moist and wet on the skin, so I'm going to go ahead and mist my skin. I love Glymed's Skin Recovery Mist, super hydrating, soothing, gets rid of redness and dehydration beautifully. So now I'm going to use my wave and work these enzymes into the skin. Now you can do this right over your lips because lips get dry skin on them just like everywhere else. These enzymes are gentle enough that you can even take them closer to the eye area. You don't want to get it in your eyes, but you can definitely use this as an exfoliant for that eye area as well. And now I'm going to remove the enzymes from my skin. And next what we're going to do is we're going to take some inspiration from the Korean skincare philosophy. And what they like to do is layers. They have facials that they call the 5-layer facial or the 7-layer facial. Well, we're going to do a 5-layer facial. But we're not going to be using Korean products today. We're going to be using Michelle Corley because Michelle Corley makes the most effective and the strongest peptide serum that I've ever been able to find. Peptides, different peptides do different things, and the peptides in this serum are all about erasing the lines on the skin. So we're going to be doing a 5-layer facial with Michelle Corley products. So this is our Korean-inspired facial for replumping and rehydrating the skin. I'm going to check my skin and make sure there's no slime left on there. This is called a slime test. You do this with enzymes just to make sure that all the enzymes are off the skin. Feels pretty good. Great. So skin's nice and fresh, and I'm ready to start driving things into the skin. So I'm going to grab my wave and I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to go to mode. For those of you who have it, I'm going mode sonic. I'm doing level 5 sonic, and then I'm going to mode again, and I'm going to ion negative, which is what we use for infusing serums into the skin. Putting that on level 5, back to mode, hit massage, Now I'm going to, this time I'm going to use red LED. Red LED is fantastic. It's healing, anti-aging, soothing, reduces inflammation. It's just going to be wonderful. But I'm going to wait to hit confirm on here until I get my first serum out and get it on my skin. But I'm all ready to go here. So the first serum that I'm going to apply from Michelle Corley is the Rejuvenating Peptide Stem Cell Serum. This is peptides and plant stem cells. Plant stem cells are amazing antioxidants. So I want to apply that. I did about half a pump, just enough so I have it nice and shiny all over my face. Now I can grab my unit, my wave. You want to touch your wave with dry hands. So dry my hands off, and I'm going to hit confirm. And there we go. Now I'm going to work my first layer into the skin. Now, if your skin is super parched and you just get started like this and already you've lost slip, you want to have slip while you're using your wave. So if you're already losing slip, that's your key to grab your mist. Again, I'm grabbing the recovery mist from Glymed, and I'm going to give it a bit of a misting here so that I have that slip so that I can work this serum into the skin using the ultrasound. And I'm just going to keep massaging until I lose the slip. Okay, I'm going to set this down. It's going to keep buzzing at me. All right, next thing I'm going to grab, and this is what you want for hyperpigmentation. You're going to see me using this twice. I love licorice root additive. Licorice root is amazing for, it's an anti-inflammatory, and we know that pigmentation is an inflammatory response. It also helps to lighten and brighten dark pigmentation. So here we go again. Wipe off my hands, and let's just work this in. Dry my hand. There we go. Work this into the skin. Especially on my chest. You guys can see all my little freckles on my chest. Everything's a lot lighter. My pigmentation is so much more even. We just finished a peel group where a whole group of you guys did a peel with me. And we peeled the skin every other day for 30 days. It was amazing. So a lot of my hyperpigmentation is pretty well blended now. Just the real stubborn spots are still there. Okay, next step, I'm grabbing Michelle Corley's Vitamin C Serum Plus. So this is one of the most hydrating vitamin C serums I know of. Vitamin C is a humectant, so it does pull water into the skin, which is what we're all about today, but it also brightens the skin. So this is a great brightening and hydrating serum that you can use to replump, rehydrate the skin. Of course, vitamin C is also a stimulant for collagen, and it is a wonderful antioxidant, help prevent oxidation in the pores. When we get oxidized oil in our pores, that can lead to breakouts. So if you are an oilier skinned person, you're blemish prone, using a good strong antioxidant every day is really going to help keep that oil from oxidizing in the pores and causing breakouts. Fun fact there. Okay, I want to work all these in a bit more. So I'm going to give another squirt of my recovery mist and work it in. Another reason to do a good hydrating facial like this when you have hyperpigmentation is that you really want to keep your skin well hydrated. Skin that is getting dry, rough, dehydrated is more apt to get hyperpigmentation. Our barrier gets compromised, and the immunity of the skin goes down, and our skin, the melanocytes, start triggering and will create more pigmentation if our skin is getting dehydrated. And you know, when it comes to hyperpigmentation, you just have to take such a multi-pronged approach, keeping the skin hydrated, keeping those antioxidants on, sunscreen on, using those brighteners. All right, this is feeling pretty good, pretty well worked in now. Keeping my device on, and this time I am grabbing the Rejuvenating Peptide Stem Cell Eye Gel from Michelle Corley. And this is going to go around the eyes. And this is going to take care of all those little lines around the eyes. If you want to, you can put a little bit of this on your lip lines. Okay, how many minutes is still? I've got enough minutes on here. So here is, all these serums are great, and they're doing such an amazing job getting some really good nutrition into your skin, which is what your skin needs when it's depleted. Now here's the ultimate plumper. This is Michelle Corley's Ultimate Hydration Gel. This can be used as a conductive gel if you're doing microcurrent. It doesn't have to be rinsed off, but it is the most amazing plumping gel that I have ever found. I love this stuff. Another way that I like to do this is just take this and squirt it right on the head and work it into my skin. This is where you really start to see that plumping effect. Ultimate Hydration Gel is fantastic for acne prone skin. You can put this underneath your acne med at night. It will not interfere with acne med. It's the best hydrating gel I've ever found. It gives me the same results that I get using my Cavapla. It doesn't have the same healing benefits. It doesn't have the same other benefits that Cavapla has, like increasing fat pad, increasing collagen, and all of that. But if you're not at that stage of your life where you're not really needing to worry about fat pad loss and collagen loss yet, then Ultimate Hydration Gel is your ultimate plumping gel. This really adds volume to the skin. Now, I love this one. I want to keep driving it in. So I'm grabbing my Skin Recovery Mist and I'm wetting the skin so that I can drive more of this serum into the skin. Actually, this gel. And all of these serums that I layered on one at a time, you can mix them in your hand and put them on. If you just want to do all three at once, the peptide, the vitamin C, and the licorice additive, you could do it all at once. I'm doing a particular routine where I really want to replump the skin. So I'm just driving each one in individually, and that is really the beauty of a Korean 5-layer facial. Okay, here's my 5 layers of goodness. Plump, juicy, happy skin. Working every last bit until my skin is no longer slippery. Just gets kind of tacky. I'm going to turn my device off. So now, looking at my skin, you can see it's a little shiny. It definitely has like a layer of goodness on there. But many people are going to go, ooh, but I don't want to feel so goopy all day. So 2 things you can do. You can mist and massage it in some more, which I can do here. But also adding on your moisturizer is going to completely change that feeling and texture on the skin. When I do this treatment, it's like I'm walking out of a facial. Like when you go get a facial and your skin is just so plump and glowy, and that's what happens with this treatment. So my next step is to protect all this water that we put into the skin, all these good nutrients. We want to prevent transepidermal water loss. We don't want by noon to have the skin looking really dry and parched again. So that's when we want to use a good moisturizer. So today what I've chosen is from Glymed. This is the Daily Repair Cream. Everything I've chosen here fits for acne safe. So if you're in our acne safe kind of group, everything that I'm using today fits for you guys. So this is the Daily Repair Cream. Just put a nice pump of that in my hand, and then I'm going to grab some of the licorice root additive, add a few drops of that, give it that boost, and apply that to my skin. And this moisturizer smells really good. It has that bitter almond scent. I love almond. Smells good. Okay, so my next step is, of course, sunscreen. I want to protect all of this. And by the way, that barrier repair moisturizer from Neogenesis is excellent for preventing transepidermal water loss. During the really dry times of the year, here in California, I am actually putting on my regular moisturizer like you saw me do here, the Daily Repair Cream, and then I'm putting on a layer of that barrier repair moisturizer from Neogenesis to really protect my skin barrier. So it's just excellent. It's got the perfect balance of lipids in it to match your skin and really prevent that transepidermal water loss. So now I've got today I'm using Is Clinical. You guys know this is probably one of my very, very favorite sunscreens. And I'm using the tinted one because it's so pretty. This is the beige. And what I realized what I do, maybe you guys do it too, is I tend to apply enough for my face and then I just drag leftovers on my neck and my chest. And I feel like that's why I've got so much pigmentation going on here. So I'm trying to be better about that. And I'm actually doing another pump to use on my neck and chest so that I'm getting full coverage in this area and not getting so speckly. And look at that. I wasn't particularly dehydrated this morning, but still, if we did a before and after picture, you would see how much more plump and juicy my skin is from doing our little 5-layer Michelle Corley facial. I love it. Her serums are just really powerful and they're at a really good price point. She doesn't go with really fancy packaging. She keeps it really simple, and that helps her to keep her prices at a good range so that, you know, more people can afford to use those good ingredients. We did it. We've got our show here. Is there any more questions? Anybody else want to know how to do my Photoshop facial at home? If you have some other products from these, or similar products, you can probably do the same kind of a facial. Experiment with it. Try it out. Try layering your serums. Try driving them in with an ice globe or with an ultrasound device and really building up that hydration. I would say the key thing is after your serums, finishing with the Ultimate Hydration Gel. This gel, I can't live without this gel. So also, like I said, it works for microcurrent. So you can use it as your microcurrent quickie treatment and you don't have to rinse it off. Like you can see, it did not pill when I put on my moisturizers. I can even put on my makeup now and it will not pill. Where a lot of those conductive gels, you have to rinse them off. Otherwise you got to put on your moisturizer and it's just rolling off your face. So that's another really beautiful thing about that Ultimate Hydration Gel. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll give some of these techniques a try with the things that you have at home. Have some fun with it, and we'll see you all again next week. Bye-bye.